Hello, Namaste, and welcome to Agile Exploration Hub. I'm your host, Nagesh Deshpande. Uh, as you know, every Monday, 8 p.m., we release new episode. So don't miss this episode. Watch it till the end. If you enjoy, like the video, share, and subscribe to my channel. Now, today, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic again, new speaker. So quickly, without wasting much time, let me give you a brief about today's episode. Today's episode is all about Agile or Waterfall. Um, or I will say agile or waterfall in disguise. The ugly truth about the hybrid models. And to talk on this episode, we have new speaker Govindarajan Narasimhan. To tell about Govindarajan, he is a strategic outcome-oriented agile coach and a growth manager. Over 14 years of global experience across agile delivery, project leadership, solutioning, pre-sales, and account growth. Proven ability to bridge the business goals with delivery excellence, lead digital transformation across sectors, banking, EdTech, AI, and non-profit, and grow account through client engagement and innovation. So with such a wonderful experience, we have a new speaker. Let's welcome Govindarajan. Hey, Govindarajan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Am I allowed to call you Govind? Is it fine?
You can, yeah, please go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, Govind. So how are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Govind is from Chennai, working in Chennai, he stays in Chennai. So we have another speaker from Chennai. So if you are watching from Chennai, just say hi to Govind Raj, and I'll request you to add a comment from which city you're watching this video today. So Govindarajan, this is we grown up in that era where waterfall was predominant, and then we moved into agile. But many people call it that if these Scrum or sprints are mini waterfalls or all that. We keep hearing that. So let's discuss about all these things today. So without wasting much time, let's start our discussion. No, what do you mean by when organizations say we work in hybrid agile? What do you mean by hybrid? What is?
Okay. So boldly put, agile, the hybrid agile is basically a wrapper around the waterfall model. So there is many organizations. What they would do is they don't. They have an underlying control structure of waterfall because they wanted to have the leadership team wanted to have the power in place, the power struggle that happens, and the development is being wrapped around the sprint. Basically, you have ceremonies, you have everything, but unfortunately, there is nothing agile. It is all waterfall. The requirements is already signed off, the approvals are already there. The testing happens at the end of the product delivery. So all these things happen, right? This we call it a waterfall, not agile. So to openly put, it is not hybrid agile, it is hybrid waterfall. So it's just a wrapper. You just have ceremonies under it. You just have it ceremonies, but you don't do anything with that. So that is what my take on it. So most of the organizations do that, and unfortunately, we live in the era of still we are transitioning from waterfall to agile.
Great. So I have a acronym for this type of working. It's called of Taco Factory. You know, everyone taco, tools and ceremony only.
Exactly.
So people do tools, they use tools, they think they're agile, they do ceremony, they think they're agile, and that's the only thing that they do. So this term I use very often. Great. So yes, such organizations do exist in our IT industry now. In your experience, when does the hybrid agile or hybrid waterfall start showing up, or or waterfall in disguise?
Okay, so when agile became the thing word, okay. So when service companies started using agile as a word, when they wanted to sell them, okay. So all the company names, if you see, it all starts with agile. I don't agree with that, but yes, that's how they market themselves. So they market themselves as agile, but unfortunately, the service companies they don't have their own say on it. It is always the customers who say whether they want agile or waterfall. So what happens is it's more like you brand the station wagon with a Ferrari. Okay, you brand it as Ferrari, but unfortunately, the engine is a station wagon engine or a Ford engine. So it is more like that. So you have no say over it. You just run it. So for the sake of having said that we are agile, so they basically run the ceremonies. So that's what my take on it.
Yeah, just to follow the agreement or the contract, you mean to say, right?
Right, exactly. So in the SOWs, they would have mentioned that we would have ceremonies, we have weekly stand-ups, we have daily stand-ups. So for the namesake, they have it. But internally, they have all in waterfalls where they have weekly meetings, quarterly meetings, monthly meetings, leadership meeting, quarterly reviews, velocity being calculated because of productivity, and so on and so forth. So I would not understand. I would not understand where agile comes here or where not agile comes here. It's just a word that they use, but unfortunately they don't follow that. So that's the hard truth that we have to accept it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So velocity is the only measure of progress for them.
Exactly. So, but yes,
Yeah.
that's a bitter truth that we have to actually follow. As a
That's
Scrum
a
Master,
big.
I would not. I have no say over a lot of things, but yes, organizations, it has to be bottom up rather than top down. But yes.
Yeah. So cocktail is always risky, but
Yeah.
now what are some of the risks that you can highlight when you mix waterfall and agile together?
Okay. The risk that you look at is major risk is mixing both these things. Okay. If the balance is not right, it is going to, as a cocktail, if the balance is not right, that is going to take a toss. Similarly, here, what you are doing is you are mixing both the risks, not both the benefits. You are mixing both the risks, which is you are taking a requirement and you are slicing it into user stories. You are slicing it into features, which means that you are not learning anything, you are not adopting anything, which is the foremost thing of an agile. You have to inspect and adopt, but that doesn't happen because you have already taken control of the requirement. You already signed off the requirements. So you are not experimenting anything. You are not learning anything out of that experiments. So when you take an example of a Scrum, right? Inside Agile there is Scrum. So Scrum's major thing is empirism and lean thinking.
Right.
So empirism is nothing but historical data. So you basically learn out of historical data. So waterfall is more plan-driven approach, which is you do a plan and you stick to the plan. But agile is not plan-driven. Agile is iteration-driven. You do something, you learn. Again, you do something, you learn. Unfortunately, these are two contradictions that we are looking at, and you're blending these two things. So that is going to be a major risk. There is going to be a dysfunction between these two things. So anti-patterns that we look at.
Anti-patterns, yes.
So there's a huge chance of teams getting demotivated because they are delivering fast, but unfortunately they are not delivering correct. Okay, they are delivering fast because for them they do not know what is a plan. So they are delivering fast, but unfortunately they are demotivated. They are not adding any value. They are just adding velocity to it. There is a huge chance of having a tech debt because they need to deliver even faster because it's just a 6-month roadmap would have already been done.
Absolutely. They're not thinking about the technical debt. Yeah.
Exactly. So these are the lot of risks that we are looking at. And also the major risk we are looking at is basically the waterfall model is more stepwise model. And this is a waterfall is basically water flows from top to down.
Right.
It doesn't go top to up, bottom to up.
Oh, yeah.
But your agile is bottom to up. So these two. So whenever waterfall, why did agile came into picture is what organizations needs to understand. So for what agile is being used or for what waterfall needs to be used. So these two things are very, very important. You cannot use agile. They say that agile, we use agile organization, which does not mean that I use agile in HR functions. Doesn't make sense. Because it is more of a waterfall model. You collect resume, you conduct interview, it is more flowing down. So it cannot be agile. They cannot come and say that no, we are organizations are agile, so all the functions can be agile. It's not that way. And organizations needs to understand that there are functions which are not supposed to be agile and which cannot be agile. Because agile is for complex. Agile is for complex functions, not for simple functions. So there are a lot of things to it. So organizations needs to think, and organizations needs to basically, they know it. It is not that they don't know it. But the only reason is that they need to catch up. They need to catch up with other competitors. They are running in a rut. They keep on running. They have to basically use that word, else they are nowhere. So they keep on using that word. Unfortunately, they are just stuck in that word.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, nicely put up. Yeah, I agree. Now, just wanted to understand, how can leaders tell if their agile is in, hybrid dysfunction?
Okay. Leaders has to understand that velocity is not for productivity. If you look at velocity and you say that, okay, the team is not productive, which means that you're in a dysfunction.
Right, absolutely.
If somebody can read the book of Zombie Scrum by Barry Overeem or the Scrum anti-patterns of Stephen Olpers, they would know that what are the anti-patterns or what are the dysfunctions we have as part of the Scrum team, which we already discussed, the ceremonies. If you're not learning anything from the ceremonies, if the daily Scrum is only about what you did yesterday, what you did today, and what is the impediment, which is basically is that you are learning, you are basically telling something which is of no use.
Like
and people
it's
just
monotonous.
listen to it. Yes.
Yeah,
People
it's
just
monotonous.
listen to it. Yeah, exactly. People just listen to it, and Scrum Master also listens. He will not know what is the impediment for what the impediment is. So, and sprint review happens. It will be done in a PPT. Everybody says okay to it, and they will go. And retrospective happens. Nobody will be there in the retrospective. Everybody says super, and everybody will go. So this is basically anti-pattern we are looking at. So this happens in most of the organization. It is not something that new we are discussing about. Most of the service companies runs like this, and most of the companies, the clients wants this, because those for them it is about budget constraints. For them it is about the cost cutting. Okay, so the Scrum Masters and Agile coach need to be very, very careful on how are they going to handle this. So this is the main part. How are they going to handle is the main part. So organizations needs to basically understand that velocity is not only the part, and there are other metrics that they need to look at.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have made enough episodes on metrics. So to my audience, I will add those metrics episode in the information box. So do watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are multiple matrices that you need to look at, like Govind said, not just the velocity. So we can discuss about matrices in some other episode. But yeah, very, very nicely said, Govindraj. So that is leadership should look at it in a such a way that how things can be more productive rather than making it a number game. So yeah, that's good way. Okay, so now let's say even if these organizations are adopting, or any organization are adopting, are there any scenarios where hybrid models actually added a value? So we are saying only talking about the negative part of it, but is there any way that can add a positive impact?
Yes, it is there. Wherever there is highly regulated industries, right, like banking, if your system is very highly regulated, if it has been, it needs to be approved by SEBI, or if the system needs to be approved by SEC from in US, or some other highly stock market systems. So this needs to have a very high testing time, because this needs to be tested multiple times and needs to be tested for regression and all the weighted averages and so on and so forth. So these industries can basically go for hybrid agile, because the testing happens at the end, and testing takes a lot of time. And we understand that. Yes, pharma industry, in case when you take pharma industry, the testing takes a lot of time. The medicinal value, the break test or regression or systems needs to. So these kind of regulated industries can have hybrid agile, can need to have hybrid agile, because that basically helps them. That helps them actually. So for these industries, yes. But for IT service industry, when you're looking at servicing a system and when you're looking at it, I think hybrid agile might not work. You have to take any one of the path, whether you have to go waterfall or agile. So yes.
Good to know that. These are some of there are some industries who can adopt a hybrid model. Yeah, that's good.
Right.
Now, let's say there are teams and which have been, the hybrid has been forced upon them or the setup has been introduced to them. But what you will advise, what will be your advice for the teams who are stuck in such kind of setups and maybe delivering incorrect matrices? So what kind of advice you will give?
So, okay, there are few things that is in your control. There are few things which is not.
Right.
Okay. So whatever is in your control, try to control it. Don't leave it at the last. Let's say that you agile delivers incremental value. That is in your control. Let's start delivering incremental value. Let's not create teams which can deliver incremental value. Cross-functional team. Set up a cross-functional team which can deliver it. Try to leave the velocity. Try to find out the value. Try understanding the satisfaction gap in your customers. So those are all in your control. You can talk to your client. You will have it daily Scrum or whatever. You have daily calls with the client. So let's try to understand the satisfaction gap. Let us try to bridge those gaps and try to understand what can be given to them. And also, let's give them incremental shippable product. Let's not put it in some environment and say that we are delivering value. We are not delivering value to the environment. We are delivering value to your customers. So we need to understand that and try to avoid tech debt as much as possible, because tech debt can add velocity, but it cannot add value, because the value has already been added in your previous stories.
Right.
And try to do as small experiments as possible, even though the requirements is there, even though there are a lot of it has been split into features, even though you say it is a hybrid agile. Try to do some experiments so that you understand what is an experiment. First of all, Scrum team needs to understand how to make hypothesis, how to measure hypothesis, and how to inspect and adapt. So inspect and adapt is very, very important, so that you learn something out of it. So waterfall, you don't learn anything. You just plan. You plan it. It is already pre-planned once. But in case of hybrid agile, in case of agile, it is all learnings. So you see what you can learn and what you can instill to other people as well. If you have learned something, try to share it with people. So that is more important rather than saying that, okay, I learned something, I'll just keep it to myself so that I'm very important. That is not for agile. Agile is basically for sharing. You need to share. You need to tell people so that people can understand and they will share it to somebody else. So the knowledge actually grows. That is more important. Don't keep it to yourself.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's collaboration. That's what something which is required. Yeah, absolutely. Now, like we are all Scrum Masters or Agile coaches. Now, what are some of the things that a Scrum Master or Agile coach start doing when they start seeing this kind of hybrid or not agile things or anti-patterns? How can they push back?
Okay. Push back. Try to add value. Try to facilitate teams to add value. Coach teams. So Agile coach here, whenever there is a new thing that is going to happen, if you're going to push back, you need Agile coach. So Scrum Master major stance is coaching. So there are 8 stands as a Scrum Master. One of the main stands is coaching. So Scrum Master needs to be coached to the team, talk to the team, make them understand how you can add value. So whatever I told before, right, adding incremental value, these things needs to come from a Scrum Master. So whenever you start making changes to the team, automatically, which means that you're pushing back whatever is been happening. You are trying to resist because you are changing something. It is resisting does not mean you go and say that no, we won't do it. Resisting is basically also doing something that you're changing it.
Right.
You're coming out of the groove that has been happening. So Scrum Master is very, very important cog in the wheel, where where he basically says that, okay, this is not how it needs to work. So he needs to tell the product owner. So if there is one, so that's a main problem as well. There are no product owners.
No product owners, yeah.
Product owners are basically the managers. We call it project managers in Waterfall. So they would be product owners. So we need to tell them that, okay, this is not how it needs to work. You need to add value, add sprint backlogs with the value, and try to add as much as value so that it basically has something. So we need to coach product owner as well as the Scrum team, and also tell your product leadership team that, see, we understand it is plan-based approach, but plans can change here and there. The priorities can change. So let's try to change priorities so that leadership team can also understand how Agile would work. So the coaching happens all through the ways. So till that is basically not resisting directly, but resisting indirectly.
Absolutely, yeah. So coming on to today's last question, will you recommend any books that a Scrum Master or Agile coaches can read?
Okay, there are a lot of books. I would actually recommend the Scrum Pocket Guide by Govindarajan.
Okay.
And also the Barry Overeem Zombie Scrum. So these are all the anti-patterns we are currently talking of, the Scrum anti-patterns. Stephen Wolpers. So he writes a lot of blogs or lot of posts in LinkedIn. So somebody has to go and look at it. It is actually very good. It is more visual rather than lot of passages.
Text, yeah.
Exactly. So there are a lot of visuals. Barry Overeem resist. He has thing called liberators that basically resist the zombie Scrum, which is the anti-patterns we are talking of. So there are very lot people out there who are contributing in the LinkedIn. So let's go and watch that and try to understand and see how we can contribute to the society as well. So we need to also again contribute to the LinkedIn so that people will start reading it and trying to understand.
Great. It was a wonderful discussion. So few takeaways from our today's discussion. So guys, to all Agile coaches and Scrum Masters, you have to pick up a value from Scrum Guide, which is courage, to change the things. You have to show the courage. You need not to just go and start changing everything in one go. No, change slowly. Inspect the things what happening right now, understand, and then you try to do the change one by one. To do that change, specifically in such an industry where waterfall has been followed strongly throughout the past, to change it to Agile, you need to show courage, and bring the value, first of all. If you are bringing the value with the change, things will get adopted. Otherwise, if there is no value, things will be pushed back to you and you will be considered as overhead for them. So with this thought, let's conclude today's episode. I will say thank you to Govindarajan for wonderful discussion, and keep coming to our Agile Exploration Hub. Please share your value adds. So once again, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.